My name is Georgia, and I'll be honest with you. I became obsessed with money not because I always had it, but because for a long time I didn't. I watched smart, hardworking women around me stay stuck financially, while others, sometimes earning less quietly, built real wealth. I needed to understand why. So I went deep, not just into the numbers, but into the psychology behind every financial decision. What I found changed everything for me, and I think it's going to change things for you too. Let's get into it. Here's the difference between two people making the exact same $75,000 a year. Richard spends $55,000. That $20,000 gap? That's not just savings, that's options. That's the ability to quit a toxic job without panic, to invest during a market crash instead of selling, to say no to things that don't serve him. Peter spends $80,000. He looks successful. New car, nice apartment, always out. But every month, he's digging a deeper hole, and he won't notice until it's too late. The most dangerous thing about lifestyle inflation is that it's invisible. Every raise gets absorbed quietly. A slightly nicer car here, a slightly bigger apartment there. Until one day, you're earning twice as much as you did 5 years ago, and you have nothing to show for it. Quick challenge. Open your bank app right now. Calculate the gap between what you earn and what you spend. If that number is positive and growing even slowly, you're already doing what most people never will. Most people make financial decisions based on how they feel right now. But wealthy people make decisions based on where they want to be in 10 years. Richard invests $500 a month into index funds. He doesn't check his portfolio every day. When the market drops 20%, he doesn't panic, he buys more. Over 20 years, his $120,000 in contributions becomes over $350,000. Peter jumps from day trading to crypto to drop shipping. Never patient enough to let anything compound. 20 years later, $60,000 and a lot of expensive lessons. Here's the secret. Time in the market beats timing the market. Every single time. Boring, consistent investing wins. And if you're already doing it even in small amounts, you're playing a game most people don't even know exists. Nearly 60% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. If you have even 3 months of expenses saved in an account you don't touch, you are in the top 25% of financial security in this country. When Richard's laptop dies, he replaces it without checking his balance first. When layoffs hit his company, he's concerned but not terrified. He has time, and time is everything. When Peter's car breaks down, it becomes a crisis. Credit card, stress, sleepless nights. Not because he's a bad person, but because he has no buffer. A financial cushion doesn't just protect you financially. It changes how you think. You make better decisions, you take smarter risks. You stop playing defense and start playing offense. This is rarer than you think. Richard went from $60K to $80K. His lifestyle? Barely changed. Same car, same apartment. But now he's investing an extra $32,000 a year. By 40, he has $280,000 in wealth. Peter also went from $60K to $80K. New apartment, new car payment, better restaurants. By 40, $35,000 saved, and a feeling that he deserves more, but never quite has enough. The moment your raise goes straight to investments instead of upgrades. That's the psychological shift that separates the wealthy from everyone else. When you were broke, comparison was constant. Your friend went to Bali. Your coworker got a BMW. Social media felt like a highlight reel designed to make you feel behind. But something changes when you start building quietly. You stop caring. Richard sees his friend finance a $60,000 truck. His reaction? Hope it makes him happy. No envy, no urgency to compete. He knows his $15,000 Toyota and growing portfolio are doing more for his future than any status symbol. Peter sees the same truck and feels the pull immediately. 2 years later, he's upside down on a $50,000 loan. Stressed, not impressed. Here's the truth. Most visible wealth is either debt-funded or coming at the cost of someone's future. When you stop comparing, you stop making emotional financial decisions. And that immunity to marketing, peer pressure, FOMO, is worth more than any raise. When you're broke, money is all you think about. Every purchase is a calculation. Every bill is anxiety. It's exhausting. But here's what happens when you build real, quiet wealth. Money stops being urgent. Richard has systems, automatic savings, automated bills. His portfolio rebalances itself once a year. He doesn't think about money constantly because he set it up so he doesn't have to. Now his mental energy goes to bigger questions. How do I spend more time with people I love? What work actually excites me? What kind of person do I want to become? Peter still talks about money constantly because nothing is automated, nothing is systemized. He's always managing money instead of building it to manage itself. The goal isn't to care less about money. It's to build systems so money takes care of itself. When you're broke, you trade time for money. You have no choice. But when your finances stabilize, you realize something profound. Money can buy time, and time is the one thing you can never get back. Richard pays $150 a month for someone to clean his apartment. That buys him 3 hours to spend with his kids, every single month. He says no to meetings that don't serve him. His calendar has white space and he protects it. Peter does everything himself to save money. Saturdays cleaning, Sundays running errands. Always busy, always tired, never quite free. If you've started saying no more often, if you've started paying for convenience instead of just deals, if you've started protecting your time like it's your most valuable asset, you're not just getting financially richer. You're getting life richer. There's a specific language shift that happens when people start building wealth. They stop saying, I can't afford that. They start saying, that's not a priority for me right now. They stop blaming rent prices, student loans, the economy. They start asking, what can I actually control? Richard makes $65,000 in a high cost of living city. Instead of complaining about what's unfair, he optimizes what he can. Lives with a roommate, bikes to work, meal preps on Sundays. 5 years later, $85,000 invested. Peter makes the same $65,000. He spends his time explaining why he can't save. Rent is too high. My student loans are killing me. I deserve to enjoy my money. He's not wrong about the challenges, but he uses them as reasons instead of constraints to work around. 5 years later, $4,000 saved and a very long list of reasons why it's not his fault. Same income. Completely different outcomes. The moment you take full ownership of your financial life, not blame, not shame, just ownership, everything changes. So here's where we land. You don't need a windfall. You don't need a 6-figure salary. You don't need everything to be perfect. You just need to be doing the right things quietly, consistently, without needing anyone to notice. Because that's what real wealth looks like. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't show up on Instagram. It shows up years later when everyone around you is stressed. And you're not. If even one of these signs resonated with you today, you're already further ahead than you think. Drop a comment below, tell me which sign hit the hardest for you. And if this helped you see your own progress differently, hit subscribe because I make videos like this every week. I'll see you in the next one.